He was the phenomenon of the 20s. We think that at that time he was as well known as Lindbergh. It's really quite astonishing.
Well, it is ironic to see how quickly he has faded from memory, considering what an astounding record he made. He was, of course, very amusing, but at the same time touched a nerve in people, perhaps in a way which they would prefer not to be touched.
The year is 1928. America, enjoying a decade of unequaled prosperity, has gone wild. The Jazz Age, it is called. The rhythms are syncopated, the morals are looser, the liquor is cheaper when you can get it. It is a time of diverse heroes and madcap stunts, of speakeasies and flamboyant parties. One typical party occurs at the Long Island estate of Mr. and Mrs. Henry Porter Sutton. Present at the party is Scott Fitzgerald. He writes in his notebook about a curious little man named Leon Selwyn, or Zellman, who seemed clearly to be an aristocrat and extolled the very rich as he chatted with socialites. An hour later, writes Fitzgerald, I was stunned to see the same man speaking with the kitchen help. Now he claimed to be a Democrat, and his accent seemed to be coarse, as if he were one of the crowd. Florida, 1 year later. An odd incident occurs at the New York Yankees training camp. Journalists notice a strange new player waiting his turn at bat after Babe Ruth. He is listed on the roster as Lou Zelig, but no one on the team has heard of him. New York City. Police are investigating the disappearance of a clerk named Leonard Zelig. Only 2 clues are found in Zelig's Greenwich Village flat. One, a photograph of Zelig with Eugene O'Neill, and one of him as Pagliacci. Who was this Leonard Zelig that seemed to create such diverse impressions everywhere? All that was known of him was that he was the son of a Yiddish actor named Morris Zelig, whose performance as Puck in the orthodox version of A Midsummer Night's Dream was coolly received. The elder Zelig's second marriage is marked by constant, violent quarreling. So much so that although the family lives over a bowling alley, it is the bowling alley that complains of noise. As a boy, Leonard is frequently bullied by anti-Semites. His parents, who never take his part and blame him for everything, side with the anti-Semites.
Leonard Zelig continues to astound scientists at New York's Manhattan Hospital, where numerous tests have led nowhere in determining the nature of this astonishing manifestation. He is confronted by 2 overweight men, and initially reticent Zelig joins in, swelling himself to a miraculous 250 pounds. What will they think of next?
And in a decade of popular dance crazes, a new one sweeps the nation.
There's a brand new dance come up the river. Just jerk your head and shake your liver. You'll do the chameleon. Oh, you'll make a face that's like a lizard and feel that beat down in your gizzard. You'll do the chameleon. Stick out your tongue the way the reptiles do, trying to catch a fly. Inflate your lungs like big crocodiles do. Hey, hey, my oh my. Throw your best gal down right on the floor. She'll be begging you for more, and you'll do the chameleon. If you hold your breath till you turn blue, you'll be changing colors like they do when you're doing the chameleon. Oh, do you wiggle like a salamander? Go this way, that way, all meander. You're doing the chameleon. Oh, do.
300,000 of the faithful are waiting before St. Peter's for the appearance of Pope Pius XI. The seat of the Adjustatoria carrying the Holy Father is drawn out to the central balcony where he bestows his blessing on Rome and all the world. This is the first time that this ritual has been performed in 63 years. Oh, but what's this? A commotion next to the Papal Father? Somebody doesn't belong up there. The guards are summoned amidst chaos as His Holiness Pope Pius XI tries to swat the intruder with a sacred decree. The faithful can't believe it.
It is, of course, Zelig. He is returned to the United States by Italian authorities and readmitted to Manhattan Hospital.
Leonard, do you know why you're here?
To discuss psychiatry, right?
You're a doctor?
Yes, I am. I am.
Suppose I tell you you're not a doctor.
Don't say that you're making a joke.
Leonard, you're not a doctor.
No.
No. You're a patient, and I'm the doctor.
Well, is she going to be all right? Because is this I've got to get back to town. Really, I have an interesting case treating 2 sets of Siamese twins with split personalities, getting paid by 8 people. Got to get back to town soon, I teach a course at the Psychiatric Institute. And masturbation.
I see.
Doctor,
I see. Guilt-related masturbation.
No, not guilt-related. I teach advanced.
Leonard, you're not a doctor.
I am a doctor.
Just relax.
No, I can't. I'm due back in town. I have this masturbation class. If I'm not there, they start without me.
Wanting only to be liked, he distorted himself beyond measure, wrote Scott Fitzgerald.
Leonard Zelig sets a bad moral influence. We don't condone scandals. Scandals of fraud and polygamy. In keeping with a pure society, I say, lynch the little Hebe.
Now there's one thing to think of when you're blue. There are others much worse off than you.
I don't know if you could call it a triumph of psychotherapy. It seems more like a triumph of aesthetic instincts.
Laugh and say it's great to be alive.
The patient and his healer have become fast friends in the process and enjoy one another's company even when she's not working on him.
Now, another woman steps forward. Helen Gray, a salesgirl from a Wisconsin gift shop, claims that Zelig is the father of her twins. She tells her lawyers that he passed himself off as a fur trapper.
He married me up at the First Church of Holland. He told me he was the brother of Duke Ellington.
He was the guy who smashed my car up. Then he backed up over my mother's wrist. She's elderly and uses her wrist a lot.
I would like to apologize to everyone. I'm awfully sorry for marrying all those women. It just, I don't know, it just seemed like the thing to do. And to the gentleman whose appendix I took out, I don't know what to say. If it's any consolation, I may still have it somewhere around the house.
Adolf Hitler and the National Socialist Party continue to consolidate gains in depression-ridden Berlin, promising to rebuild...
Eudora Fletcher is stunned by what she sees. Amongst the brown shirts, she spots a figure who could be Zelig. Eudora is counting on the hope that if she can confront him, the strong feeling he has always had for her can be awakened. The crowd is huge, and it seems impossible to locate any one particular face. Then, suddenly, a figure flanking the Chancellor captures her attention. Behind and to the right of Hitler, she spots Zelig. Struggling to make contact, she manages to catch his eye. Like a man emerging from a dream, Zelig notices her. In a matter of seconds, everything comes back to him.
An fremde Hilfe unserer eigenen Nation, unseres eigenen Volkes liegt.
A quick glimpse of the escape was recorded. Zelig takes control of the airplane. The Germans take a full 15 minutes before they follow in hot pursuit of their quarry. Zelig, who had never flown before in his life, not only escapes the German pilots, but sets a record for flying non-stop across the Atlantic, upside down.
New York's greatest honor, the Medal of Valor, is bestowed on Zelig by Carter D.
You are a great inspiration to the young of this nation who will one day grow up and be great doctors and great patients.
I've never flown before in
in my life, and it shows exactly what you can do if you're a total psychotic.